the mines at Crosswich are invaluable. I'm not surprised the Red Rooks tried to take control of the place. Oh, splendid. More fodder for the mountain. I suppose that means we're gonna make another attempt to reach that wretched summit. Go present yourself to my lady. She should be on her way down the trail any moment now. This is Sorrow. Apt name, don't you think? The House of Orsimer Glories in Orsinium engaged my lady's services to find the shrine of Torog Groigron. It supposedly waits at the snowy top. No one's attempted to climb it in years, yet here we are. Only if you consider vile beasts, freezing winds, and falling ice to be a problem. We tried to climb the mountain 3 times now, and each failure was more spectacular than the last. If you're interested, Lady Laurent could really use the help. This expedition has really proved to be more troublesome than Lady Laurent anticipated. I hate to say it, but I think this time Sorrow might be more than she bargained for. Famous treasure hunter. I'm sure you've heard of her. We travel the land searching for hidden treasures, secret relics, and other mystical things. I'm not at liberty to tell you much about our work, but it's very important. The House of Orsimer Glories. It's Orsinium's fledgling museum. They hired experts like my lady to scour the countryside for ancient relics related to Hrothgar's history, to display them. Instant culture for the tourists, you see. Legends claim that a powerful relic was buried with Orsinium's founder. At Torog's shrine, my lady hopes to find the armlet of Torog, the bracelet that gave him the power to tame the wilderness. Now, if only Karsten would stop arguing with her. Karsten works for the museum and has been serving as our liaison and cultural expert. It has become clear that he and my lady disagree about a great many things. He's really beginning to try Lady Laurent's patience, I'm afraid to say.
Damn you, Karsten. How am I supposed to make a great discovery when you... Oh, hello. Are you at the House of Gory Details? The Glorious Orcs? Oh, you know what I mean. The Orc Museum. Have you brought the extra help I requested? Just you? Well, I was hoping for porters and guides and all, but I suppose that I can make do. I'll need to make a few slight adjustments to my plan, but this time we'll reach the Summit of Sorrow, I'm sure of it. The last 3 times, you mean? We set up one camp, but the harpies and the icy wind cut us down each time we climbed higher. A few orcs even wandered into a chasm because they couldn't see more than 2 paces ahead in the fog. Oh, it all upset me so. To start, head up and present yourself to Karsten while I go check on my lazy manservant Stibbins. We'll meet you up there. And remind Karsten who it is that's actually in charge of this expedition. He can be so uncooperative at times. Why are you still here? Do you need directions or something? We're not just talking about any dead orc. This is Torog's shrine. Not only was he the founder of the original city of Orsinium, but he was the owner of the armlet of Torog. Do you know how high my reputation will soar once I recover that relic? According to a scroll fragment I studied, the armlet of Torog is a magical bracelet encrusted with gems. With its power, Torog was able to tame the savage wilderness. It allowed the ancient orcs to establish the first city of Orsinium. The museum in Orsinium has it on display. It only contains a few words in the ancient orc tongue, but I was able to make some sense out of it. It talked about the armlet, the shrine, and something called Sorrow's Kiss. Oh, doesn't that sound romantic?
Who in the name of Malakath's Third Tusk are you? Don't you know this is sacred ground? Besides, it's also one of the most dangerous places in all of Hrothgar. You shouldn't be wandering around up here. Oh, she did she? I hope you know what you're getting into. Harpies and ogres are bad enough, but the true challenge of sorrow is the mountain itself. The wind cuts like a sword, and the freezing mist blinds you. But that's not the worst. Avalanches! Sorrow wields her snow and ice with terrible precision. I've seen strong orcs swept right off the side like scoring a slaughter in 7-pick knockdown. We tried 3 times and lost most of our expedition. We're all that's left. To be honest, I'm not sure. We barely made it this far before we got separated from the others. If you could look for our companions, that would be helpful. Regardless, we have to find Torug's shrine or all these sacrifices will be for nothing. The good orcs, each and every one of them. Expert climbers. But Sorrow isn't an ordinary mountain. Best way to find them? They should have placed markers to indicate avalanche areas. Just follow the markers. Sorrow may not be the tallest mountain in Tamriel, but it's certainly one of the deadliest. That's why the ancient orcs built memorials to their champions on its slopes. The higher the location of the tomb, the greater the sacrifice and prestige. We're looking for the shrine of the great orc hero Torug Groegron. Legend says that Torug's shrine sits at the very top of the mountain as befits the founder of the original Orsinium. But it's so high up that nothing can survive there. Extremely. We've already tried to get up there 3 times. We lost the rest of the expedition and had to turn back before we barely got out of the base camp. But the danger will be worth it if we could find Torug's legendary relics. I work for Orsinium's newly established museum. I'm their resident expert on the time of Torug, so the museum sent me to assist Lady Laurent and her manservant. I always dreamed of visiting the shrine, so I jumped at the opportunity. Her reputation brought her to the attention of the museum, and she loves digging around in old tombs. She has a particular interest in an ancient fragment that talks about Sorrow's kiss. She believes it has something to do with Torug's shrine. At first, we got along fine. We both love history and exploring ancient sites. But the woman has been driving me crazy. She lacks the fundamental reverence for the past that separates a scholar from a grave robber. I just don't trust her judgment.
I knew this mountain was going to be the death of us. No, don't waste your time. I'm done for. An avalanche broke both my legs, but I no longer feel any pain. Sorrow is a harsh mistress, and her embrace is cold and deadly. The others, they went on ahead to seek shelter. Don't look so shocked. I'm dying. If they tried to help me, none of us would have survived. Go. Find them. They need your help. More than I...
dead, just as I feared. Wait, what's this? Fascinating. Most of the monuments up here are inscribed with 3-stanza epitaphs. It was a common practice. This rubbing appears to be Tarug's first stanza. It's written in Old Orcish, proclaiming the memorial's inaccessibility. They found Torug's shrine! Well, obviously they found the shrine higher up on the mountain. As to why they came here to die, I have no idea. Maybe the cold or a lack of supplies drove them down. Or they were coming back to meet us. Let us know that they reached the shrine. Let me translate this rubbing. No looters, no lesser orcs. Remarkable. We should try to find the other 2 stanzas. If I can read the entire epitaph, it might point us to the location of the armlet of Torug. After that, we'll see. Another stanza. Incredible. Torug took the armlet to the very summit. But this word...
Come now, Stibbins. Keep up.
Right behind you, milady, as always.
This cold is unbearable. Stibbins, the firewood.
A fire! Splendid idea, milady. I'll just... Oh my!
If this is Tarug's shrine, where's his body?
Milady, you need to see this.
Build the fire here. I need more light. Maybe there's a hidden door.
Lady Clarice Laurent, I insist you listen to me.
What are you going on about, Stibbins? Can't you see I'm trying to... Oh. I suggest a strategic retreat.
I wholeheartedly agree, milady.
Let's stand back here and let Karsten and our friend work in peace, Stibbins.
I think they found the 3rd stanza, milady.
Quiet, Stibbins. There might still be ogres about. Quickly, Karsten. What does it say?
Let me take a look. Torug wasn't pleased that they built his shrine below the summit. He wanted to rest at the top.
Does it say anything about the armlet of Tarug?
He carried it to the summit. It says he laid Sorrow's kiss upon it. Yes, Zugka. I'm certain it's kiss.
Sorrow's kiss? The same phrase from the fragment. Doesn't that sound so romantic, Stibbins?
Very sentimental, milady. But are you sure that doesn't say Zugra?
Now, Stibbins, really, leave the translating to the experts. In the meantime, I must speak to our friend. Isn't this wonderful news? To protect his own tomb from looters and to ensure his legend among his people, Tarug climbed to the summit, and he took his relics with him. Now, be a dear and go up there and retrieve the armlet of Tarug for me? Ugh, haven't we been over this? I swear, sometimes I think you hear one word I say out of every 3. You're almost as bad as my manservant Stibbins. Of course! It's written in stone. The ancients never lied when they were chiseling words into stone, you know. The new museum will be the wonder of Tamriel with such a relic as the armlet of Tarug in its collection. Hyperbole to keep undesirables from venturing up. And even if there's some modicum of truth to the tale, all you need to do is grab the armlet. Easy as eating a sweet roll. Now, the thin air might make you lightheaded, but you can handle that. I don't agree with Karsten about many of his orcish ideas, but on this point, we're in perfect alignment. The proper translation is Sorrow's Kiss. Now go and get the armlet while we see what other relics we can acquire for the museum. Our friends have returned to their senses. Oh, I told you they weren't dead, Stibbins.
And look, that must be the armlet of Torog. I refuse to let you go through with your plan, Lady Laurent.
Really, Karsten, not that again. We clearly have more to discuss. Stibbins, see to our friends.
You missed all the drama while you were unconscious. Lady Laurent and our helpful orc had a dreadfully intense argument about the armlet of Torog. Oh, it was wonderful to watch. Well, it's the thin air up here, but whatever you did made the weather calm down, so we followed you up. That's when Karsten and Lady Laurent started arguing. Karsten thinks the shrine would be a better location to display the armlet than the museum. Oh, most indubitably. The museum hired her to acquire relics, and she hates to disappoint. Perhaps you could talk to them, help them reach a decision that gets us someplace warm, hmm? You better let me hold on to the armlet, just to be on the safe side.
I'm glad you recovered the armlet of Torog. But before you decide what to do with the relic, you need to hear what I have to say. So it would seem. This shrine stands as a tribute to our past glories. It reveals an age when orcs thought nothing of sacrificing dozens of warriors to build memorials to our strength. It sets the kind of example that the new Orsinium needs. The armlet of Torog should remain in his shrine. Make sure every orc climbs Sorrow to see it, to understand what our ancestors were capable of achieving. In this way, the relic will become a symbol to bind our people together. Surely you can see that. Of course. Sorry I got all emotional. You climbed the summit, you found the relic. You should be the one to decide what happens to it next. Just be careful. Lady Laurent has a silver tongue and a single-mindedness that borders on reckless at times.
I don't know what's gotten into Karsten. Why would anyone want to climb all the way up to the shrine to see an ancient relic when there's a perfectly quaint museum down in Orsinium? I would say so. The museum specifically tasked us to retrieve relics and bring them to Orsinium. History is meant to be admired, not left hidden in the past. Karsten's plan means I will have failed in my mission, and Lady Laurent never fails. I knew I could count on you. Soon every orc will be able to gaze upon this important relic in the comfort of Orsinium's museum. But first, I need to see what this wonder actually does. Oh, Stibbins, be a dear and try it on, please. A little faster, Stibbons. I'm anxious to see what the relic actually does.
But, my lady, what if I'm not worthy?
Nonsense. We're not afraid of legends and superstitions, are we?
No, my lady. Of course not. Well, here goes nothing.
Oh, Stibbons. What did you do this time?
Maybe your manservant was right. Maybe it does say Sorrow's curse.
Stibbons always finds a way to turn the simplest task into an ordeal. Ugh, I don't know why I continue to employ the man. The Armlet of Taurig will receive a place of honor in the Orsinium Museum. I believe that a prominent sign that says, "Do not touch," or "You are not worthy," would also be prudent. Now, someone at the Mages Guild will be able to help me thaw out poor Stibbons. It may take weeks for him to warm up, but he'll be fine. But you should be pleased. The orcs will sing my praises, and they're sure to say nice things about you as well. Give me a moment, and I'll open a portal back to our base camp.
A portal? So why did we have to make that harrowing climb?
Teleportation is a delicate business. Can't just open a portal to some place I've never seen.